Ananda is a worldwide group of individuals who share the search for higher consciousness and the ideal of service to others. We express this service by offering uplifting values and techniques for achieving peace of mind and inner happiness. Ananda, which means joy in Sanskrit, was founded to support others in their quest for spiritual growth. Ananda was founded by Swami Kriyananda and is one of the world's most successful intentional communities. Ananda came into existence in the late 1960s, a time when America saw thousands of attempts to create new models of living. Most of these experiments never survived their first year, but Ananda has thrived and grown. The thoughtful person must wonder why. 3 reasons stand above all others. First, Ananda is built on high spiritual principles, with daily meditation as the oil that lubricates all of our interactions. Secondly, we put primary emphasis on the growth of every individual. And finally, through all tests and trials, we have stubbornly held to dharma, or righteous action. Ananda members are disciples of Paramhansa Yogananda. Yogananda was born in India in 1893 and is best known as the author of the best-selling book, Autobiography of a Yogi. In 1920, the young yoga master received an invitation from the American Unitarian Association to serve as India's delegate to the International Congress of Religious Liberals, meeting that year in Boston. Paramhansa Yogananda arrived in Boston in August of 1920, and on the 6th of October presented his first speech in America as planned. In America, he found many people hungry for India's spiritual teachings and for the liberating techniques of yoga. For the next 4 years, Yogananda stayed in Boston, giving public lectures, teaching classes, and writing. He then embarked on a nationwide speaking tour, encompassing every major city in America. He filled auditoriums to capacity everywhere he spoke, revealing the science of yoga to seekers from Salt Lake City to Cincinnati. In 1925, the Los Angeles Times reported thousands being turned away from the 3,000-seat Philharmonic Auditorium. The article went on to say, Swami Yogananda is the attraction, a Hindu invading the United States to bring God in the midst of a Christian community, preaching the essence of Christian doctrine. After completing his standing room-only lecture tour, Yogananda decided to stay on in California, where in 1925 he established an American headquarters in Los Angeles. He was the first yoga master of India to take up permanent residence in the West. Unlike most other teachers from India, he never tried to impose his own country's cultural modes on Americans, but sought rather to show Americans how to spiritualize their own culture. Dynamically and with contagious joy, he set out to persuade minds steeped in the virtues of down-to-earth practicality that the most practical course of all is to seek God. Paramhansa Yogananda's teachings are non-sectarian and offer practical solutions to the challenges of modern life. Yogananda's guru, Swami Sri Yukteswar, sent him to the West with the admonition, "The West is high in material attainments, but lacking in spiritual understanding. It is God's will that you play a role in teaching mankind the value of balancing the material with an inner, spiritual life." The path of Kriya Yoga, which Yogananda called the jet airplane route to God, consists of ancient yoga techniques to hasten the spiritual evolution of the student. Kriya Yoga forms the cornerstone of Paramhansa Yogananda's spiritual teachings. Through this meditation technique, one can realize God. Paramhansa Yogananda also taught that what the world needs is a blend of the best qualities of East and West, the spiritual insight of the East and the practical efficiency of the West. One without the other leads to a society barren of fulfillment, but a balance of the two can bring peace, harmony, prosperity, and happiness. He often predicted that world brotherhood colonies, based on the twin principles of plain living and high thinking, would be the social pattern for the future. He envisioned a place where all people, not just monastics, could devote themselves to living a divine life, dedicated to practicing the teachings of yoga in every aspect of their daily life. Yogananda remained in America until the time of his passing in 1952. He was mourned by millions who had embraced his yogic teachings, his emphasis on the unity of all religions, his shunning of religious dogma, and his unwavering call for every individual to self-realize the presence of God within. Swami Kriyananda founded Ananda Village in 1968 to fulfill Yogananda's vision of world brotherhood colonies, or spiritual cooperative communities. Swami Kriyananda is a direct disciple of the great Indian master Paramhansa Yogananda. Over the last 60-plus years, Swamiji has dedicated his life to spreading the teaching and the spirit of his great guru. In 1948, the young truth seeker read Autobiography of a Yogi, Paramhansa Yogananda's great opus. He came upon it in New York City. This was September 1948. The young man took almost the next bus across America, a journey of 4 days and 4 nights, to Los Angeles, where the great guru had his headquarters. The first words he addressed to the master were, "I want to be your disciple." Thus began the thrilling odyssey of young Kriyananda's life. He was accepted that very day. For the next 10 years, he lived in his guru's ashram on Mount Washington. Only a year later, his guru placed him in charge of the other monks. His guru also made him a teacher and a minister. Kriyananda was to be given many other responsibilities over the years. He became the director of center activities worldwide. He organized many aspects of his guru's organization. In time, he became the first vice president and a member of the SRF board of directors. A point that Kriyananda's great guru emphasized repeatedly in his lectures and writings was the importance of devotees living together in world brotherhood colonies, sharing their spiritual aspirations. It is no small thing to develop new ways of thinking, feeling, and living in a materialistic world. It is all the more difficult nowadays, with people focusing so strongly on material values. Swami Kriyananda was at a garden party in 1949 in Beverly Hills, California, when Paramhansa Yogananda addressed hundreds of people on the subject of world brotherhood colonies. It was the most powerful lecture Kriyananda had ever heard. Yogananda urged his listeners to go north, south, east, and west, thousands of youths, to show the world that living together for God is the way to true freedom and happiness. Kriyananda vowed to do what he could to bring this ideal to fruition. Ananda Village is located in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountains in Nevada City, California. In time, it came to comprise some 1,000 acres of land. Here, hundreds of member disciples of Paramhansa Yogananda now live. Most are householders, many of them with children. Schools were developed and now flourish according to the educational ideals of Paramhansa Yogananda. Swami Kriyananda explained these ideals in his book, Education for Life. The concept education for life can be understood in 2 ways. Primarily, it is a system of education that will prepare children for meeting life's challenges and not only fit them for employment or for intellectual pursuits. It is also a way to see the whole of life, beyond the years spent in school, as education. For if indeed, as most people deeply believe, life has purpose and meaning, then its goal must be to educate us ever more fully to that meaning. And the true goal of the education we receive during our school years must be to help prepare us for that lifelong learning process. In addition, many thousands of other adherents of Ananda practice the teachings all over the world, devotedly following the teachings of Paramhansa Yogananda through the inspiring guidance of Swami Kriyananda. Kriyananda calls no one his disciple. All, he explains, are disciples of his great guru, Paramhansa Yogananda. At present, there are 8 Ananda communities in existence, 6 of them in America, in Sacramento and Palo Alto, California, Portland, Oregon, and Seattle, Washington. There are also communities in Assisi, Italy, and in New Delhi, India. Some 1,000 people live and serve God in these communities. At the Ananda communities, people from all walks of life learn and practice various aspects of yoga and meditation. Raja Yoga is the basis for all of our teaching. It is more than a system of physical postures. It is a complete way of life. Yoga offers techniques for bringing peace and harmony into your attitudes, work, relationships, and family life. The meditation techniques brought by Paramhansa Yogananda form the bedrock on which Ananda has been built. The Rajasi Park business complex at Ananda Village includes management offices for both the community and Ananda Sangha, which assists the worldwide network of Ananda communities, centers, and meditation groups. Jyotish and Devi Novak are the spiritual directors of Ananda worldwide. The staff of the Ananda Sangha offers individuals the resources to maintain an inspirational connection with Ananda and the tools to strengthen their inner life. Ananda's Kriya ministry helps each aspirant stay enthusiastic and focused on preparing for Kriya, then helps each develop the will, understanding, and devotion to practice Kriya daily. The Healing Prayer Ministry receives thousands of prayer requests, teaches others how to pray effectively, and also offers personal counseling for people in crisis. Dedicated Healing Prayer Council members gather weekly in Ananda colonies and centers worldwide to pray for others. Much of this help is offered online on Ananda's worldwide website. Included on the website is the Kriya Ministry, a rapidly expanding healing prayer ministry, and the Meditation Training and Support Ministry. Numerous books and streaming videos are also offered free of charge. Swami Kriyananda has written in all hundreds of books and has composed over 400 pieces of music, all these offerings to help deepen people's love for God and for the truth. Crystal Clarity Publishers produces books, DVDs, and CDs by Paramhansa Yogananda, Swami Kriyananda, and others on topics related to yoga, meditation, and self-realization philosophy. For in-depth study, the Ananda Course in Self-Realization is a home study course that has helped thousands worldwide directly experience spiritual realities. Ananda's Expanding Light Guest Retreat offers personal retreats, training in yoga, meditation, healthy living techniques, and certification from our popular Ananda Yoga Teacher Training and Meditation Teacher Training. The Expanding Light is an ideal environment for personal change, with genuine acceptance and respect for each person's unique path. Guests often tell us how at home they feel, how easy it is to relax and be themselves. You can meet others from around the world with goals similar to your own, in an atmosphere that brings out the best within you. Environment, Yogananda used to say, is stronger than willpower. By environment, he meant above all good company. One of the greatest reasons to enjoy an Expanding Light retreat is the benefit of being with many people that are all trying dynamically to improve themselves. Music is an integral part of Ananda. From vocal and instrumental music to private chanting and listening, our music can be used as a way to approach life that is uplifting, inspiring, and spiritually beneficial. Crystal Hermitage is the spiritual heart of Ananda village. Its graceful gardens open up from a succession of flowered terraces onto an expansive view of the Sierra Nevada foothills. Above the house stands a small stone chapel that was inspired by the Portiuncula of St. Francis in Santa Maria degli Angeli, Italy. On a terrace above the chapel stands a little museum housing relics of our gurus and other great saints of self-realization. The Hermitage Grounds provide community members and visitors a haven of peace to refresh the spirit. The main building and chapel offer venues for weddings, receptions, workshops, and community events. The lower gardens provide a stunning backdrop for evenings of music, lectures, readings, and plays during the summer. Within the community are private as well as Ananda-owned businesses, which employ both residents and neighbors. A few of the businesses include Master's Market, a natural foods market with a deli and a bakery, Ananda Design and Construction, the Sharing Nature Foundation founded by Joseph Cornell, Sacred Ways Gifts, and Master's Flower Essences. The Ananda Meditation Retreat, located a 20-minute drive from Ananda Village, includes dining facilities for guests, a meditation temple, an art studio and gallery, a classroom, nature trails, and cozy lodges, cabins, and cottages spread throughout 60 acres of beautifully wooded forests with sweeping views of the surrounding mountains. For nearly 40 years, the retreat has been a sacred site for the Ananda monastic order. During this time, monastics and guests throughout the world have come here for deep meditation, a spiritual retreat far from the worries and distractions of the world. Today, the retreat is known for its wonderfully peaceful vibrations and a dramatic sense of spiritual. The Ananda Institute of Alternative Living, located at the meditation retreat, offers a new approach to higher education, an opportunity for students to obtain a college education that encompasses much more than traditional academic training. Specifically, it offers an experiential education for life approach that teaches students holistic skills they can use throughout life. These life skills, combined with its academic curriculum, give students a well-rounded education, allowing them to be truly successful, not just in a career, but in life itself.
Dare to be different, dare to be free, dare to roam far like wind on the sea. Fly like a gull, soar high on the air, be strong in your courage when others despair. Never in anger, never in haste, go without pride, be never abased. Freedom is yours if freedom you give, to all give it freely, in freedom you live. Mountains that stand up tall to the sky tell us no dreaming is ever too high. Dare to defy them, brave that high peak. You'll never know failure if victory you seek.
And now we have about 1,000 people living in our communities in different places, including Assisi, including different states of America. And this is an absolutely thrilling thing to find, that you don't see anger, you don't see jealousy, you don't see people talking against each other. You find kindness and harmony and support. And if somebody doesn't have a job, they all help him to get a job. And if somebody makes a mistake, everybody tries to help to correct him. They don't just gossip about him. It is a wonderful place to live. I say, my own very sincere opinion is that this is the most important thing happening in the world today, because this example will make people think it is possible to live with others in peace, harmony, brotherhood, and happiness. And I want to start that in India. I want, instead of villages where people just live together and fight together, instead of families where people manage to get at each other's throats, I want a family, even 1,000 people in that family, but people who really love God. And because they love God, they see God in one another. And because they see God in one another, they help each other. When somebody goes to the hospital, they go and try to help him. They all pray for him. When a couple get married, they offer them things so they can go and have a honeymoon or settle down comfortably. Everybody helps everybody else. It's a fantastic way of life. And we take it for granted. But I would like to show just one example. People come to us from all over the world. Just recently, I think it was 20 people came from Taiwan. People come from everywhere to our village to see, well, how do you do this?